All right, well, good afternoon. My name is Julio. I am one of the career services, one of the specialists here at Career Services. Um, the Career Coffee Chats is my brainchild. It started last semester, and it really came from the idea that we know that Career Services is not one of the offices students ever think about visiting. And there's a lot of information that we have that we need to share with you to help you get a job, because ultimately that's why you came to college. So we really want to make more, be more of a presence so that you can come in and get to know what it is that you need to know in order to develop professionally while you're at college, but also be prepared for your job seeking. So today we're going to talk about the top 3 skills that employers want from an applicant. So, as stated, my name is Julio. I've been at SAM for about 1.5 years. My original assignment was the College of Science and Engineering Technology. This year we're going through a reorg, and I've been asked to work at the School of Business and Humanities and Social Sciences. And I'm perfectly comfortable with that. I've been in higher ed for 11 years, so I work with all kinds of students, and I feel pretty confident that if you tell me what kind of work you want to do, that I can help you develop a strategy to get that job. So what is it that employers want? I literally just got out of another presentation where I was part of a panel, and one of the panelists was an employer, and his company deals with construction, everything from the beginning to the end of construction and development. And you know, his focus was really on the person, not so much the degree. But he felt that if someone showed a genuine interest in being in that field, even if their GPA wasn't the highest, or even if their resume had a couple of errors, they would rather take that person than someone who looks great on paper but doesn't really show a passion for the work. And that really just echoes everything that we've ever heard when we talk to employers. Employers want people who are self-motivated. They want people who can speak clearly, and they want people who will work well with others. Typically, what we see is employers want people with good writing and communication skills. Again, the team mentality. They want relevant work experience, and in some majors that is very important. In others, it may not be, but in accounting, if you don't have accounting experience, it's going to be really hard for you to get a job. And so for some majors, it is crucial to do an internship. And it should be important for everybody, because relevant work experience is one more thing that's going to make you stand apart from the other applicants. And one of the things that is often misunderstood is leadership. Leadership is not management. Leadership, you can be a leader without being the manager of a department or of a team. Leadership is showing up on time, having good work ethic. It's helping others, training others. And so a lot of times students don't realize that they have really good transferable skills that they can put on their resume. And if they don't know how to word it properly, their resume is not as strong as it should be. So at Sam Houston State University, we have the cattributes. We have 5 cattributes, and those are career ready, communication, critical thinking, ethics, and teamwork. Well, 4 of those 5 are actually part of the 8 career competencies from the National Association of Colleges and Employers. NACE surveys thousands of employers every year and asks, what do you want from the new graduates? And for the last 6 to 7 years, these are the top 8 that have come back continuously ranked in the top 8. So when we go through these, it goes back to what we've discussed, having good work ethic. Some of you, we know that 75% of the students at Sam Houston State University work. So you already have some professionalism and some work ethic. So the key here is to articulate it on a resume so that it highlights this as a strength that you're bringing to the employer. Your ability to communicate is really important. and so is working with others. We've talked about leadership, but a lot of times students overlook the fact that critical thinking and problem solving is something that they do on a regular basis. When you're in college, you have to do a lot of critical thinking. You have to do a lot of time management. And so these are the kind of skills that you may already be developing, but may not even be giving yourself credit for. A lot of you have grown up with information technology, so that's one of those things that, depending on the job, you definitely want to be able to state what kind of skills you have, what kind of technical skills you have, or what kind of programs you're familiar with. And then the global perspective really goes down to cultural awareness. You want to be able to say, or at least highlight the fact that you are comfortable and open to working with other people that maybe don't look like you. You want to be able to say that you know enough about a different culture that you may understand that you may need to deal with them differently. And that's an important quality to have. So what are the top 3 skills? Communication, teamwork, and critical thinking. And we're going to go through these a little bit at a time just to highlight the skills, but also to show you how you can gain these skills or strengthen these skills while you're here at Sam Houston State University. So when we look at communication skills, we're really talking about writing and speaking, or the main thing here is that employers are looking for employees who can write well, clear and concisely, and can express ideas very clearly. And you think about why this would be important, because when you think of the companies that you deal with on a regular basis, think about the difference it makes when you have somebody who is confident and understands either what they're trying to sell you or what they're trying to tell you that you need, versus someone who doesn't have those skills. Also, your ability to write is really important, and it's safe to say that your writing skills have improved while you've been in college. Well, when you go out to the employment, you're going to find that your writing skills may need to develop again. Depending on the area that you're going into, professional writing may be something that is very important. And so if you don't know how to do that, you really need to learn how to develop that skill. Also, if you're going to be writing emails to your boss or writing emails to a department, your ability to write clearly and effectively is something that's really important. So how do you develop those skills while you're here at Sam Houston State University? Well, taking advantage of those speaking opportunities is going to be very important. And I was an introvert. Well, I am an introvert, but I was super shy when I was in college. And so presenting in front of a class was just something that was very challenging for me. However, the more I did it, the easier it got and the more comfortable I got. And so it really goes against our nature when we're shy or introverted, but we really need to take that courageous first step in order to get more exposure. And so you can also do that through being involved in student organizations and going for those leadership positions where you may have more responsibilities. If you need help with your writing, go to the writing center, seek out tutoring, talk to your English professors and have them help you. This is the part that a lot of times gets overlooked, that we need to take that initiative to go and get help, because you need to take this time right now to learn how to be better so that when you graduate, you're in a much better place. Also, think about your posts on social media. There's another opportunity where you have the ability to write, and in some majors, your social media is going to be looked at. So your ability to write well is going to be something that is open and available for recruiters to look at. And so you want to make sure that you're representing yourself in the right way. The second skill that employers want is teamwork and collaboration. For employers, they want to know that you can build relationships, because those relationships could be in-house with your coworkers, with your boss, with your vice president, or it could be with customers or with business partners. They need to know that they can trust you to be professional, communicate well, and represent their company the best possible way. So your ability to work as a team also manages conflict, because with a lot of experience and leadership, you may be able to work through conflict in a way that is not disruptive. And so when you have these experiences, you want to be able to put it on your letter or your cover letter or your resume to highlight the fact that you know how to work with people, you know how to de-escalate conflict, that you know how to deal with people who are angry at you or maybe angry at your employer. If you have those types of work experiences from your past work, that's a good place to put it. Use it on your resume to highlight those skills. So what if you don't? Well, you can definitely develop skills while you're on campus. Again, we go back to student organizations, your ability to work as a team. You might be part of a committee. You may be part of the leadership team. So there are opportunities within organizations to develop the teamwork and collaboration skill. If you work on campus, are you collaborating with another department to do special projects? That's another thing that you can put on your resume. But you also want to be able to show that you are willing to go the extra mile. And so if you've been at a place or you currently work somewhere where maybe you've had to come in on the day off, or maybe you've had to stay late, that shows teamwork. And so in some organization, that's going to be really important to know that if they get a rush order, that you're going to be able to stay late and finish that order in order to satisfy the job requirements. The last skill is critical thinking and problem solving. And this is really important because when you get hired, managers are not looking to babysit their employees. They want to feel confident that they've hired the right person who can handle anything that comes their way. Now, there may be situations or problems where you may need to speak to a supervisor, but if it is not of that level of seriousness, you want to be able to show that you can solve a problem through your own critical thinking. So what employers want to see is that you have the ability to think through problems and maybe be able to offer a solution or put a solution into place. How can you do that on campus? Well, whenever we're talking about a resume or an interview, you really want to fall back on work experience, especially relevant work experience, to highlight your ability to solve problems. If you don't have relevant work experience, then we can look at your work experience, which may be in a different area. So let's say all your work experience is in food service. There's plenty of transferable skills through that. But you want to be able to show that you've been able to solve problems while at work. And then if you don't have those two experiences, then you look at your college experience, maybe your college courses or things that you were involved with on campus, and show that you were able to analyze a problem and solve it. You can even do that through volunteering experiences. So one of the questions that you might get is, give me an example of a contribution you did to solve a problem. And that is a very generalized, open question, but if you have an idea for how to answer these types of questions, then you can actually do really well during an interview. And we will talk about that later on this semester. So those are the 3 skills. So now the question is, what is it that you need to work on? Because a lot of us need to develop some of these skills. And I would focus really on the ones that you're not as strong in. If you're strong in communication, then don't worry about that one. But if you need help with leadership or problem solving, then you definitely want to work on how to develop those skills so that you can put it on a resume or be able to articulate that during an interview. And like I said, you make a plan. Get involved on campus, ask for more responsibilities at work. You want to start thinking about how to develop professionally while you're here at San Francisco State University. And then update your resume. Try to do it once a year or anytime you change jobs. That way it's up to date. And if you get new responsibilities, you're able to modify the resume and it's always current. And then learn how to answer the common interview questions. I won't get too much into it, but you know, right now interviewing is behaviorally based, and so there's a specific way or method to answer those questions, and we can teach you how to do that. For the rest of the semester, we're going to be covering some other topics through the career coffee chats. One of those is interviewing, how to answer behavioral based questions. But we'll also talk about how to develop resumes, the ins and outs that you need to learn so you can make sure that your resume makes it past the applicant tracking system. We're going to have speakers coming this semester. We have a couple of recruiters, especially for those, if anybody's interested in maybe going into higher ed. We got somebody coming in from Lone Star College. We also have other HR and marketing professionals who will come and tell us some of the things that they look for, and the marketing professional will tell us a little bit more about how to market yourself the best way possible so that you make a good impression. So as we wrap up, our office is in Academic Building 4, Suite 210. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And right now we're doing everything virtually. So you make your appointment through Campus Connect and select the service that you're requesting, and then find somebody who has time available when you're available. But if you have any questions or if you need any assistance, please don't hesitate. We're here for you, and we really want to be able to make sure that we're helping you get on track to get a job once you're done with us. All right. So, does anybody have any questions?